right. Sorry about the technical difficulties for anyone who was here at 7 o'clock. Stuff I just can't control. So for everyone tuning in, welcome back to Zay Knows Ball Radio. We have one day until the NBA season. It cannot get here fast enough. Golden State Warriors play tomorrow, so we got a lot to look forward to. We've got two guests coming on the show today. Stay tuned for around 7:20, 7:25, closer to probably 7:30, where we talk some Kevin Durant, Steph Curry legacy stuff, and some bets you can look forward to for the upcoming season. But first, my first guest, what's your name and where you from?
Thank you for having me. This is Christian Jackson, and I'm in College Park right now.
Yep, live from College Park. Christian, somebody that I want to talk some Warriors basketball with. And again, the Warriors off season, whatever you want to think of it, the season's here. We got to deal with what we got. So I'm just gonna leave the floor to you. You got any questions? Anything to start us off?
First off, I just want to know, have you been tapped into the NFL recently?
I have been. I play some fantasy football. I don't really got like a favorite team, but yeah, I'm tapped in.
I see. How's your fantasy team doing?
Hmm. So after tonight, I will be 4-3. I'll be 4-3. I had a 0-point game from George Kittle last night. Bro's out there doing cardio, but we gonna be good. I feel good about this team. I feel good about my 10-man league team. I got Devon Achane, Drake London, got some guys, so I feel good about it.
All right, that's right. I'm actually about to be 4-3 after tonight as well. Was on a nice little 2-game losing streak, but they showed out for me yesterday. Devontae, Trey McBride, Chris Olave. So we'll see. Travis Hunter's on my bench too, and we still got that win by about 50. So
that's how it be, bro. That's how it be. So let's transition to this. I know I talked with you a little bit in the offseason about some of my frustrations with the Warriors' timidness as a front office of being able to go after certain guys, and this even stemmed into last season. And they traded for Jimmy Butler, and that gave me some hope that okay, they're still trying to do whatever it takes to surround Steph with the best possible talent that could be. With that said, the roster looks better than it did about a month ago. About a month ago, Al Horford still wasn't signed. We didn't know what was going on with Jonathan Kuminga. We hadn't brought back Gary Payton or Melt or like any of these guys. We didn't know what was going on. It was Steph, Dre, Moody, your 6-7 guys, and then it was like, all right, what is going on after this? So the Warriors play the Lakers tomorrow. LeBron's not going to be playing. What are your expectations? Let's start with just this game first.
Okay, so my gut is telling me that the Lakers are, I'm not going to say blow us out, but I feel like they will beat us pretty handedly. But of course my heart is telling me that we're going to show up, especially with no LeBron playing. Maybe Kuminga got something to prove this year. I'm going to go with, we're going to take opening night, especially, Steph can't lose to LeBron-less Lakers on opening night, especially in year 17, 16?
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll see where that goes, but I feel like opening night will tell us a lot in a way.
Okay. It definitely will. And there's this, obviously with LeBron and the Lakers, we've seen this matchup so many times now to where the mystique is kind of there when they're both playing, but it's like it doesn't really have the juice that it did 3 to 4 years ago. They've overdone it so much, in my opinion, with the NBA. And again, this game won't give me any big takeaways from what I expect from the Warriors all season, simply because it's not how the Warriors start in October and November. It's how they look towards the end of the season. And when the team is old and everyone in that starting lineup, assuming the Warriors come out Steph, Pods, Jimmy, Dre, and Al Horford. Besides Pods, everyone in that starting lineup is over 35 years old, meaning they've got to get to the end of the season. And for Al Horford, I think he works. I think he's probably one of our better centers in our rotation, probably since Andrew Bogut. I'll be honest, simply because, okay, you might not get too much within the stat sheet from him, but he's going to space the floor for Draymond. He's always going to make the right play. The Warriors have had issues in the past with centers who cannot make the right decisions once Dre gets them the ball, or can they finish? Can they finish lobs? Can they make simple IQ plays? So what do you think? What do you think Al Horford's role is going to be with the team, and what are you expecting from him?
Yeah, I mean that Horford signing was big. I mean, it took literally all off season it seemed. Um, and when you look at the Warriors and their center history, like you said, we go back to Andrew Bogut, but there hasn't been a lot of floor spacing centers that we've had. I mean, you had Boogie that one year where, I mean, it ended how it ended. You know, it happens. And then of course you have center Quentin Post, and that's almost like a younger version of Al Horford that we have right now, a younger, taller version. So I feel like Al Horford almost can show Quentin Post the ropes in a way. Of course, this is Al's first year in the system, but Quentin Post gets to learn from a 19, 18-year pro in Al Horford. And of course, he's going to add that extra layer of spacing and just IQ on the basketball court that, of course, Quentin Post was going to give you that spacing, but, you know, just knowing the system, knowing how some of these guys move, and Al Horford seen a lot of NBA basketball. So he's going to give us a different look that we haven't had in really ever in the Steph Curry era.
I agree with that. Again, he's someone that I feel confident when he has the ball in certain situations, he's gonna make the right play. And I think that bodes well for April and May. But the problem is the Warriors haven't been able to solidify a spot in the playoffs before the play-in for the past few years. So it's like, okay, we could look forward to, all right, how's Al Horford and Moody and these guys gonna look in a round two playoff series? You got to get there first. And my worry is there's not enough guys to alleviate Steph of the scoring load for all 82 games, where Steph can relax some nights and score 23 to 24 points a game and not have to score 29 and 30 in a meaningless game against, I don't know, the Pacers in January. That's the worry. And that worry leads me exactly to what I'm going to talk about. That void. Jimmy Butler, we're aware of playoff Jimmy, even though I think again playoff Jimmy might be a few years behind us, but he has the ability to bring that out in certain moments. The problem is in the regular season you can't rely on him, and you can't rely on it for all 82 games. Meaning someone else has to step in, preferably a young player, and kind of take that mantle over to alleviate the pressure from Steph. That person is Jonathan Kuminga. And this is somebody that I've spoke to you about, um, I've spoke in the past about, and I'm kind of at my breaking point with Jonathan Kuminga. It is going to be year 5 in the NBA nowadays. You really, as a young player, you get 2 years, maybe 3, and after that, they're labeling you a bust. It's year 5, and Warriors fans have to come in and be like, well, maybe this is the year Jonathan Kuminga can really assert himself as a as a sidekick next to Steph. What are your expectations for Kuminga this year, and what are you hoping he continues to develop on?
If I'm going to be honest with you, my expectations for Kaminga this year are about as low as they've been since I'd say his rookie year, genuinely. I mean, first of all, you have to look at the morale aspect. I mean, it seems like he doesn't really want to be there anymore. I mean, he went into the meeting with Joe Lacob. Joe Lacob asked him if he wanted to be here. And Kaminga asked, do you guys even want me here? I mean, we've seen it from essentially since he's been drafted, almost like Steve Kerr playing games with his minutes. I mean, we've seen that. But also in the minutes that he does get and the opportunity that he does get, I mean, he hasn't really produced like we want him to. Of course, when, you know, Steph and Jimmy's out, he's going to put up those 20 plus games looking like a star in the making, right? But when he comes back and Steph is there or Jimmy's there and he has to play a role, that's Kaminga's one of his biggest issues is playing a role and finding that in the system. I mean, when he touches the ball, it's like a black hole. He's trying to get to his shot. You know, it's like the blinders are on. And that's cool in certain situations, like Draymond said, you know, on a 21 team, you know, you can average 20, that's cool and all, but when we're playing winning basketball, you have to sacrifice. And I feel like Kaminga, you know, he wants to be a certain player, and the Warriors aren't going to allow him to be that certain player. So it's all just on what we want. Because, I mean, I'm looking at Kaminga as a trade asset gone by February, if I'm being completely honest, because it doesn't seem like he wants to buy in. And it doesn't really seem like we want to work around anything like that. So we would literally have to change the system for Kaminga.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, so
I
you
think it's
said go ahead. You said I wanted to piggyback off your point. You said winning basketball and kind of playing the Warriors way. Now, I feel like a lot of people who may not watch basketball all the time don't necessarily understand what that means. Now, let me try to break it down to you, and Christian, let me know if I get anything wrong here. When you're playing with Steph, the offense revolves around him, obviously, but there's a level of movement and IQ that you need to be able to have to fit in around not just Steph but Draymond. Draymond is going to have the ball. That is part of what we do. Draymond knows Steph's spots better than anyone else does. And Kuminga, like you said, he has his own way of playing where it's like, well, a black hole where it's like he gets the ball and the limited touch that he gets, he wants to go find a shot. Now, there's been exceptions to this. Kevin Durant. Jonathan Kuminga is not Kevin Durant. And it seems every time in these meaningless December games, Kuminga's the guy he's having these games and casual fans are like, well, Steve Kerr doesn't know how to use him. He's not being coached well enough. What is your what is your opinion on the dynamic between Steve Kerr and Kuminga? And do you give Steve Kerr some blame in the lack of development from Kuminga?
I mean, when you look at it, it's generally like it's almost been like funny to a point. Like Kaminga would get 20 minutes here, 30 minutes there, 5 minutes, or out the rotation. And you even saw it last year in the playoffs. He went from playing to completely out the rotation. And I was talking to my dad, and like what it's so glaring when you look at his literal draft classmate in Moses Moody, and you see how his career has panned out, and you see that Moody, he's bought into his role. He doesn't need to be a star player. He doesn't need to average 20 or do this and that. Kaminga still wants to have that ceiling on his career. He wants to be one of the best players in the world, and I can't fault him for that because at the end of the day, he feels like he has the ability for that. And like you said, he is not Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, I'm not gonna lie, he was a black hole for the Warriors as well, but he's Kevin Durant. So that's most likely ending in 2 or 3 points or a double team into a pass to whoever. So it's just hard when you look at, sometimes Kaminga, he doesn't know what his role is going to be. He doesn't know how many minutes he's going to get. He even asked Steve Kerr before the year. He said he's done asking what his role is. And I feel like that's, kind of the story of Kaminga. You kind of have what you get, and you can't really, keep wanting him to buy into a role or him to be just an elite defender, 3-and-D wing slasher. I mean, Kaminga wants to be Kobe. You feel me? So
He wants to be Kobe. And that's the problem. It's like, well, when you see him coming in, I wasn't the biggest fan of him. I was a bigger fan of Moses. And to your point, I do think Moses has done well buying into his role. But I think we all knew coming in was the reason Kuminga was drafted higher than him because we thought the upside was going to be there. And it was like, well, if if you're not going to develop your 3-point shot and you're not going to be a consistent playmaker, well, at least be an all-world defender. He hasn't really figured that out either. Like he's an athlete, but within the structure of the Warriors defense where Draymond is the head of the snake, Kuminga still has not proved to be like a really good defender where it's like Steve Kerr is choosing to put Guy Santos, no disrespect, and Quentin Post out there because he trusts them more to run the flow of the offense and be a better team defender. That's the more alarming thing to me, where it's like, how have you not made a substantial jump with your physical tools and athleticism? How have you not made a substantial jump defensively yet? It is year 5. And with the role thing, it's like, well, yeah, you can blame Steve Kerr for not fitting him in, but it's like we've seen plenty of players in the past who have fit right into this system. So we think the few bad apples are representative of Steve Kerr. I completely disagree with it. Um, Again, you said you had little expectations. I The only thing I want to see him improve on is, and again, I don't think he's going to buy into being a 3-and-D player. Obviously, that's probably what all Warriors fans want. Um, and for him to be a 16, 17 point guy to fit in next to Steph. But at this point, again, it's either a trade or he's got to make a substantial jump, at least even defensively. So, Are you seeing any point differentials or increases? Like, what are you seeing with his stats this year? What are you thinking?
I mean, not at all. You look at the defensive; it's just buying in at the end of the day. So when he's getting his on the offensive end, he's probably going to buy in on the defensive end. But on those games where those looks aren't there or those minutes aren't there for you to get yours, you just look lost. You look disinterested on the defensive end. So no, I don't really see a jump in his point production. Um, at the end of the day, like the way I see it is, he's a trade asset right now. So he has to play up his value, and however that is, how he has to do it. But I genuinely just it just feels like a stalemate. It's felt like a stalemate for the longest now. Like literally, probably since like his second year. It was, is Kaminga going to be a star or is he going to be off of the Warriors? It's really that simple because buying into that role, it's the most important thing in the Warriors system. And a lot of guys can do it, a lot of guys can't. You look at, Kelly Oubre tried to buy in, couldn't do it. D'Angelo Russell, just not a Warriors type player, and that's okay. But, at this point, I do feel like it's either, you know, he buys in or we just have to get him gone. Because at this point, I feel like we're, I guess, constricting his career in a way. However he wants his career to go, I feel like we're constricting it because he can't do what he wants here, so he's not going to buy into what we want to do here.
Yeah. No, you said it. You said it perfectly. You can even add Jordan Poole to that mix, even though I think Jordan Poole did a good job of fitting in,
No.
fitting in for like the time that he did. I mean, like he bought him better than Kuminga did. I mean, Poole was able.
The way I see it, I don't put anything about how the Warriors tenure, Jordan Poole's Warriors tenure ended. I can't put any of that on him. That is on Draymond Green, the grown ups in the organization, and how they handled that situation. It was genuinely disgusting the way I saw it, and I can't blame Jordan Poole for how it ended, and I wish it didn't because especially getting back a 40-year-old Chris Paul didn't really do anything for us. But yeah.
Okay. No, yeah, we'll definitely. I definitely want to have another point where we talk about Draymond Green's impact on this Warriors dynasty with some of the things he did when we have some more time. But we're gonna transition to this. So this is a little segment I came up with. It's called Warriors Court. So we're gonna do about 2 to 3 minutes of some rapid fire questions, some challenges, just to keep you on your toes. But we're gonna be talking some Warriors basketball. So some of these questions are gonna be pretty quick. Just want to hear what you got. Some of them might be a little longer, but let's get right into it. So I want you to rank the 3 members of the Warriors dynasty based on importance to the franchise. Now, Steph Curry is excluded. The 3 people I'm going to name is Steve Kerr, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson. Rank them on their importance to the Warriors dynasty.
All right, so this is actually, I really do like this question. I thought you were going to say Steph. I was like, what are you even asking there? But I'll say in level of importance, I'm going to say Draymond Green, Steve Kerr, Klay Thompson. I mean, when you look at it, of course, Steph was becoming Steph, but that system and just that absolute explosion when we brought in Steve Kerr from Mark Jackson, it was just crazy. And then you saw how Draymond started playing, especially when David Lee went out, and you kind of knew it was like, oh my gosh, what do we have here? Like he's our power forward of the future. That's no question. And of course, Klay, he was integral to that. The 3-point shooting, you needed Klay when you needed Steph, and vice versa. But also on the defensive end, but it's just kind of like he was on the lower end of the Steph tier and the Draymond tier, defensively and offensively. It's just like Steph and Draymond. That's the core. We need that, and everything else, happens. So yeah, I'd say Steve, then Draymond. Or what did I have first?
You had Draymond, Steve, then Klay.
Draymond, Steve, then Klay. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't really have much to add to that. I just wanted to see where people thought that hierarchy ranked. We could talk more about that later on. So for all listeners tuning in now, we are just wrapping up with Christian, but stay tuned. We have another guest coming on in a few minutes. But before we do that, we're going to end with this. And I usually like doing these because this is going to kind of test your thinking. So this is called a Start 3, Cut 5. And we're going to do all-time Golden State Warriors. And you do not know who is coming next. You got to start 3, you got to cut 5. You ready?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, first name up. Chris Mullin.
You said start 3, cut 5. Don't know who's next. Gotta go start.
Starting Chris Mullin. Okay, respectable choice. He carried the Warriors in the 90s. All right, next up, Andre Iguodala.
Start 3, cut 5. Boy, this is gonna get crazy. I'm already knowing. I gotta cut Iggy. I'll cut Iggy.
Okay.
He's integral. That Finals MVP does kind of rub me the wrong way, especially he knows it. Steph knows it. We all know it. Steph was the Finals MVP of that Finals. Yeah, it's really that simple. I mean, he was, of course, integral to the dynasty. That's no question. But I feel like we're gonna get some heavy hitters.
All right, next up, Sean Livingston.
Yeah, gotta go cut. Of course, integral to the dynasty and the non-Steph minutes, but
Okay. Okay. Next up, Monte Ellis.
Cut. I don't really have to say no more.
Next up, Draymond Green.
Start. That's no question. I mean, he is the Rock.
Okay. Okay. So you have so far, you started Chris Mullin, you started Draymond Green, you cut Andre Iguodala, you cut Sean Livingston, you cut Monte Ellis. 3 names left. Next up, Baron Davis.
We believe, but I believe I'm gonna have to cut Baron Davis on this one.
Okay. Okay. All right, 2 names up. Now this could be a home run for you and get the 2 players you're thinking of, or you cannot. It could be a fail. Next up, Harrison Barnes.
Get him going. After that 20, I don't need.
I was saving him, but nah, yeah, I knew. I mean, Warriors fans, we don't like Harrison Barnes too much.
I was absolutely in love with him before that series, and even just trading him to get KD was like huge. But like, dude, the way he shot in that series it was genuinely heartbreaking. Like, it was atrocious.
It was bad. It was bad. I still have nightmares about that. Last name up. So, for anyone just listening, we were doing a start 3, cut 5 all-time Golden State Warriors. You decided to keep Chris Mullin, keep Draymond Green, you cut Andre Iguodala, you cut Sean Livingston, you cut Baron Davis, you cut Monte Ellis, you cut Harrison Barnes, and the final person you decided to start was Stephen Curry.
Come on, man.
You made the right choice. I was deciding whether I wanted to save Steph for last or like throw you off, but I was like, he got to save a spot for Steph. But
yeah, Steph was gonna start. It didn't matter who was next, who was before. Steph was gonna start regardless. So
okay.
Only one I really debated on was that Iggy one, because I was like, I don't know where you're gonna go with this. I don't know if it's just gonna taper off, and I'm gonna get like a Breon Tate Weber or different stuff.
Or somebody trash. Oh yeah, I was about to say Festus Ezeli. I was thinking of some troll names in there. I ain't gonna lie. I was thinking of some troll names. But yeah, Christian, I appreciate you. We're definitely gonna have another segment where we definitely talk about some decisions within that Steph and Warriors dynasty that really changed things. Draymond Green. There's a lot of other stuff we could talk about. But again, I appreciate you coming on. I know you got your own little podcast if you want to go shout it out.
Of course. So you'll find everything on my YouTube channel. It's Check 30, CHECCC 30. Check with 3 C's. Yeah, like you said, I'm so grateful for you having me on the show. It was definitely a great time. Definitely want to chop it up more with you about the Warriors and just anything in general. Yeah, just stay healthy. Yeah, make it through the season. Get to March. Get to April.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, we'll check in as games are going on. We'll definitely come back and have more of these conversations based on how the Warriors are doing and how they aren't doing. So, Christian, I really appreciate you coming on, and I'll talk to you soon, bro.
All right, of course. Thank you for having me.
Yep.
Have a good one.
All right, we're going to go on a quick break, and when we come back, our next guest will be joining us. Stay tuned, Zane Oswald Radio. See you in a bit. All right. While we wait for our next guest to call in, just for people who are just tuning in, make sure you guys follow Zanos Ball Radio. I'm live every Monday around 7 or 7:30. Just depends on the day. So if you guys just missed it, you guys can go back and listen to me and Christian's segment on the Warriors, where we're talking open thoughts on roster construction, what we think for the season. We talk some Jonathan Kuminga, we talk some other stuff. But now we're gonna get into our Steph and Kevin Durant little debate. We're gonna talk about some other stuff before that. So let's get right into it. Let's see if our caller is ready for us, or let's see if bro does not understand that is we're live and it is time. Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to Zanos Ball Radio. What's your name and where you from?
Cyrus, from Winston-Salem, went to school with my boy, Xavier.
Yes, sir. Me and Cyrus did go to school together. Very interesting conversation that I've been holding off for a little bit because I wanted to make sure it was the right time to do this segment. And the season starts tomorrow, so it is the perfect time to talk about this. Warriors Lakers playing tomorrow. No LeBron, but before we get into what we really want to talk about, I wanted to start with this. So when I brought you on, the first thing I was thinking of is you tell me and a lot of my other people that like kind of give you shit for it that you're a fan of a certain player and you follow that player or the players that you like regardless of where they go. A lot of people on the internet are like, well, I'm a diehard fan of this team and you're kind of leeching from player to player. It's easy to do that. What do you tell people that are like what you're doing is seen as like the easy way out?
The easy way out. I mean, I feel like it's all just honestly. I feel like it's actually like determined based on like how you grow up. I feel like a lot of people grow up and like their parents like a team or they're from a certain place or whatever, and then they just kind of like that team. And growing up in my family, I didn't really like have that. My parents never really like had a team. My dad is from New York. He likes the Jets. Like that's his team. He doesn't really have a basketball team. So I just remember like being young and just like liking players. Like I remember the player I loved was Kobe when I was young. And then it was LeBron. I remember having my first jersey when he went to the Heat. And I don't know. It's just like I just kind of grew up playing basketball and wanted to be like certain players, and it was just, that's kind of what it was. As far as it being the easy way out, I mean, I guess that's just something that people got to live with. If I don't look at having a team in a negative light or anything like that. I feel like it's just to each his own.
Okay. I mean, yeah. So basically, he's saying y'all can deal with it if y'all got teams that are trash and y'all are stuck in miserable franchises. Don't hate on him for having players that he likes. And I'm talking to a lot of people who's probably listening right now. If your favorite teams are trash, that's cool. Don't make that an excuse to hate on people who just like players. Like I like Steph, I like certain guys. I'm gonna follow them around. Obviously, with LeBron, considering he's been the number one player his entire career, it does kind of it could seem like it's the easy way out. But I just wanted to point that out. But we can move on. I want to move on to this before we get into what we really want to talk about. So a lot of times people when they ranking players and they're having their all-time list or whatever, there's this like debate about eye tests versus like stats. And I know from me talking with you that like you're not a very big stats guy. However, we both play basketball at an organized level to where we know that there are certain things that you could see on the court and know if somebody is nice or somebody's doing something that's like not on the stat sheet. So like, what's your opinion on like ranking certain players based on like what you see versus like their stats?
I feel like it's. I mean, you said it, bro. Like I feel like the eye test is it. Like I feel. Numbers matter. Like points, rebounds, assists, all that matters. I feel like once you start getting to advanced stats and like all that stuff, like I feel like people just kind of make it too. They make it too complex. I feel like it's. I don't know. I feel like you can like do like maybe like a 60-40 split. I feel like eye test matters a little bit more because there's so much that you can see from playing basketball or just watching basketball. Like you said, to tell if somebody's nice or not. I don't know though. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's I don't know. What you think?
I mean, it's an interesting discussion. I mean, I feel like I'm a little bit half and half to where it's like there are certain players, like in my opinion, there are certain players whose stats might not always tell how good they are. To where, and I'm like kind of blinking on examples, but like there's other guys where their stats kind of look pretty crazy where it's like I don't really know if he's one of the best players in the world. And I don't want to harbor on specific players because I think that's going to get us into a whole nother discussion. But if you're a listener, and if you're a stats guy or if you're an eye test guy, what are some things that really stick out to y'all that makes y'all determine it? Is it 50-50? Is it 60-40? Let me know. So we're going to transition to this, and we're going to transition to what I've been waiting for. I had a million debates with you about this. And before we do this, just to let you know, anyone who's listening, this is where I'm going to get a little bit unfiltered, and I'm just going to let everyone know how I feel. And if you hear something, you didn't hear it. Just letting you know, putting a warning out there. All right, so we've had this discussion a lot, and we've had it with Kyrie and Steph. We've had it with LeBron and Steph, whatever the case may be. But the KD and Steph thing is different because they played on the same team. And before we start this conversation, I just want to ask you. I want to ask you this first. Do you have Steph? No, do you have KD over Steph higher all time? Yes or no?
Yes.
Do you think that Steph, or do you think KD is a better player than Steph currently?
Yes.
Do you think when Steph and KD played together, when they were on the Warriors together, KD was the best player on that team?
Yes.
Last question. Do you think when Steph and KD played on that team, KD was the most valuable player on that team?
Most valuable player on that team. I feel like that's a loaded question, bro. I feel
No, it's not. No, it's not. Pretty simple.
Actually, yes. Yes, fuck it.
Yep. Okay. Cool. All right. I just want to get those questions out the way and understood before I transition to what I need to transition to next. And this next thing I'm going to transition to is your favorite thing ever to talk about. And whenever we have a Steph and Kevin Durant conversation, it's, well, the finals MVP. Steph only got one. He's only got one. So we're going to talk about the finals MVPs. Let's talk about them, right? Let's start with this. So it just feels like until Steph really started winning, people weren't using finals MVPs to really bring up someone's legacy. So it's like, I just don't like that in certain discussions, because Steph had basically identical stats to Kevin Durant in the 2017 and 2018 finals, but KD won a finals MVP. That means that
identical.
Damn near identical. Damn near identical. Damn near identical. So the 2018 NBA finals.
Okay.
The 2018, and I mean, you want to hear it? Steph averaged 27 points a game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Again, KD was 28, 10 and 7. But the reason I'm bringing that up is because I don't like the narrative that KD or that Steph needed KD to win those championships. What's your thoughts on that? And do you think that's true?
Did he need him? Yes.
Why did he need him?
I think that is evident in the fact that as soon as Kevin Durant got hurt in 2019, before Clay got hurt, as soon as Kevin Durant got hurt, whatever game that was, 4 or 5, whatever, the entire world knew y'all was not going to win that series. And every time I say that, you say, yeah, well, Clay got hurt too. But it's like, bro, he came there and, like, was the best player on that team, like, clearly. Like, if it was like, you know, like, they was, like, neck and neck, like, battling, and you brought up one year, by the way. We're not going to talk about 2017 finals, but if he didn't come there and was clearly, like, just clear as day, this is my shit. Like, I'm the best player on this team. Like, this is your franchise, Steph, but, like, while I'm here, like, it's me. It's me, bro.
Okay. So
it's me. And so I mean, yeah, I feel like they did need him while he was there.
Okay. So you said the 2019 finals, and you said when KD got hurt, oh yeah, Clay got hurt too, but it looked all like it didn't look the same, and that he needed him. So let me pull up the 2018 Western Conference Finals. And in that series, they played the Houston Rockets, who were the closest threat to beating the Warriors dynasty out of any team. The Cavs, anyone. The Houston Rockets. And in Game 5, Kevin Durant got hurt. And in Game 6, everybody, Charles Barkley, Big Ass, everybody, said the Warriors were done. Without KD, the team couldn't structure. They didn't have the same intensity and fierce and scare factor that they used to have. Steph came down, and in those final 2 games, we know he won those games. And in Game 7, he went to Houston. Yes, Houston did miss the most threes of all time. But Steph came in there knowing that if I lost that game, people were going to say that I needed Kevin Durant, and the narratives would continue. And what did he do? He went out there and absolutely torched every Trevor Ariza, PJ Tucker, whoever the case may be. So those two, and you're going to say, well, it's only 2 games. Well, he has shown, he did it to the Blazers the series before, but like I don't even want to count them. Dame's not even in the same class, so we're not going to talk about that. But these 2 games are an example of, okay, when KD's not there, can Steph do it, right? So I just don't get it.
So why couldn't Steph do that in the fucking finals then?
Which finals? 2019?
When the same thing happened, why couldn't he do that?
In 2019?
Yes.
So when Steph dropped damn near 50 in Game 4, and he was playing with Quinn Cook, he was playing with DeMarcus Cousins, old ass who couldn't move. He was playing with Andre Iguodala at that point, who was a literal cone on offense.
Why couldn't he win, bro?
Why couldn't LeBron win in 2018 against the Warriors?
Kawhi did it.
Why couldn't LeBron win in 2018?
We're not talking about LeBron. We're talking about KD and Steph. Word. We doing that? I mean,
like you're bringing up a carrying narrative where it's like, okay, why couldn't Steph, without his 2 best players, beat a Toronto Raptors team that was one of the best defensive teams in the league and were solid all year? Like,
bro,
what player in that situation? So no. So let me ask you this: you think Kevin Durant in that situation? Let's say Steph and Clay went down, and not KD. You think KD with the rest of the people on that roster would have won that championship?
No, probably not.
So what are we doing?
I mean, bro, you just brought up an example of how he won without him. So I'm just asking, like, how come he couldn't do it again?
So winning without him, Cyrus. Winning without him is a good point, because I'm gonna get to this next, and this is the other layer of the debate. Besides the Finals MVPs, is how did each of these players do without each other? And every time this conversation comes up, I just think to myself, well, Steph won an NBA championship in 2015. You could say injuries, whatever, if man. Well, that happened. Steph won in 2015. And then in 2022, after Kevin Durant, he won again. And Kevin Durant, without Steph Curry, blew a 3-1 lead to Steph Curry in the Western Conference Finals. And then after Steph Curry went from super team Nets, super team Suns, hasn't won shit. Explain that to me.
Explain why he hasn't won?
Yes, without Steph.
I mean, it's hard to win, bro. Like, it's a lot easier when you stay with a team that's, you know, been built around you for the past 20 years damn near. Like, but I feel like that it matters, but I mean, it's like, bro, so are you at that point, are we saying that Steph is better because he has more championships? Like,
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the fact that Steph was able to win 2 titles without Kevin Durant refutes the narrative that Steph needed KD to win championships.
He needed him while he was there. I mean, we all know he won before KD got there, and we all know he won after. But, I mean, we were talking about while he was there. I mean, yeah, bro. Like, he needed him.
So you don't think? So you don't think? No, I don't think he needed him. I think that KD was an added luxury. He was not a necessity. So what I don't like that people try to bring up is, well, people just act like, well, after the Warriors blew that 3-1 lead in 2016, people just act like the Warriors were just gonna fall off the face of the earth and never get back to a finals without KD. What? So you think that Steph could have never beaten Bron, even if they upgraded their team and didn't get Kevin Durant?
Could have never beaten him?
Head to head, with Steph as the best guy.
I don't know. I mean, the only time he beat Bron is when the Cavs was hurt, and then we had KD. So, probably not, bro.
I mean, bro, winning is hard.
Probably not.
I mean, again, it's like, I just don't, like, I get it. When KD got there, even though I think it was a 1A, 1B thing. And we love using this term, so let's bring up your favorite term, Cyrus. No.
No, it's not a 1A, 1B.
Yeah, yes, it was.
No, it's not.
How is it not 1A, 1B?
Because I'm the best, and we're giving the ball to me at the end of the game, not you.
Steph got plenty of looks at the end of the games. It depended on who was hot.
Me. I'm the one averaging 35 points in the finals, going up with the best player ever guarding me. I'm the one doing it, not you, Steph. I'm the one doing it.
He already did it. He already did it.
This is like, what do you like? You act like you don't know this, and I've heard you say this before. Like, you know he was the best person on that team. You know, the world knows.
Okay.
Okay.
Bro. Yep. Go ahead.
How is he not? Like, I don't understand. Like, if he came there and it was like, okay, like we got the same numbers, or like Steph's numbers is slightly better, or
that's basically the same numbers.
Steph won a Finals MVP and I won one and we split them, or you know, anything of that type of nature, like, you know, I don't know. I would get it, but I don't, bro.
So okay.
What?
I just wanted to bring this up. So you're saying that when KD was on the same team as Steph, he was the best player. Cool. You can have it. And that makes him better. So I'm gonna bring up another example, and I know you're gonna say, "Well, it's unrelated."
No, I don't think that makes him better. I think he's just better. Period.
Okay, but you use that as a reason, did you not?
He's just better. Period. I mean, he's like at their peak, at their prime, like when they're both. He was on the Thunder, like when they're both MVP caliber players.
So why did he blow a 3-1 lead to him?
I'm sorry?
I said, why did he blow a 3-1 lead to him then? There's no
I
answer.
mean, the same reason anybody would blow a 3-1 lead. I mean, why the fuck the Warriors do it? Like, why did any team blow a lead? They just lost. Like, I don't have an answer for that. I wasn't not on the fucking team. They lost.
Okay. Again, like I just think it's it's so like I just don't get how people use that to diminish Steph's legacy because I'm gonna bring up something else here, and people could be like it's unrelated. I don't think it's unrelated at all. So when Shaq and Kobe played on the same team, regardless of if you thought one person was 1A, 1B, people are unanimously usually agreeing that Kobe was the second best player on that team. Why does that narrative not get used to put Shaq over Kobe in an all time list and used to diminish his legacy? But with Steph, it's a completely different thing because it's essentially the same thing there. Like if you don't think Steph and KD were 1A 1B, then Kobe and Shaq definitely weren't. So I don't like I just don't like we don't
It's
use
not
that.
the same.
Yeah, it is. How is it not the same? How is it not the same?
Because Kobe didn't lose a finals and then go get Shaq on his team the next year, who's the second best player in the world. It's not they were on the same team. Like it's you know what I'm saying, bro? Like it's not.
So you blame Steph.
I don't think that diminishes really their careers. Like they just played with two players who were better in the finals than them. Like,
Okay. So you don't ever call Kobe a bus rider either, because this is another term that I want to bring up. So a lot of times there's this term, oh, the bus driver and the bus rider, and Steph a lot of times gets classified as a bus rider, and people talk about, oh, who are the best Robins of all time, and Steph gets included in that list. I think that is bullshit, because Steph ain't no bus rider. Steph ain't no bus rider because he drove the bus multiple times and parked the bus and won a championship twice. If Steph didn't have that 2022 ring, I would be hearing you, right? Or if KD even got to a Western Conference Finals without Steph, I'd be hearing you. But he hasn't got nowhere without him. So it's like, did Steph really need KD to keep winning? Or did KD need Steph in the Warriors to make his career not look like Carmelo Anthony's or someone who just never won? Like, it's seeming like it's the opposite.
I feel like, honestly, bro, I feel like it's both.
What do you mean
I feel
by
like it's
that?
both. I feel like KD at that time felt like he couldn't win with OKC, and he seen that y'all had just lost, and he went over there. He was like, "I can go over here." Boom, and it just so happened that y'all had just lost, and the Cavs was at an insane high, and I feel like it just kind of clicked up at that time, and I feel like Warriors needed him, and he needed y'all, bro.
All right, as long as you're saying it both ways. I mean, that's probably the first time I ever heard you say that. So I'm not a Kevin Durant hater, and it comes across that
I will say though, I do think I still kind of like hate KD for that. I do think if he would have just stayed on the fucking Thunder, and the Warriors would have stayed the same, Cavs would have stayed the same, I feel like that would have kept the balance a lot better in the league. And because I feel like all three of those teams could beat each other. But he fucked it up. Like, and that's just like a thing that's just like a personal thing. Like, people don't like KD for that. Like, I don't care about that. Like, I just like KD because he's a good ass basketball player. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care about like his legacy and how that, like, like how people like look at that. It's just like I don't know. It's just like all how you look at it, bro.
It's true. I mean, like I said, I wasn't expecting to come in here with a changed answer because, like, it just ain't gonna happen. I just wanted to hear a perspective on it. Again, this debate will probably last until both of them retire. So we'll see how it goes. So let's move on to this. I wanted to tackle these two things quickly. So I was looking at some bets for the game coming up tomorrow, and I think what we should do is come up with some of our favorite plays for the Rockets and OKC game and Warriors Lakers. So what we'll do is we'll go with the Rockets game first, and you give me a leg that you're feeling confident about, and then I will go, and then we can go vice versa.
Rockets game. I like Rockets money line.
Okay.
They're playing away, right?
Yep, at OKC.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I saw they lineup came out. Did you see it?
Yep. They're starting Amin and KD, Jabari Smith, Sengun, and Steven Adams.
Yeah, I don't know. They definitely don't got no point guard, but that lineup is big. They can defend. The Thunder gonna be nice though. I don't know. I feel like it'll be close. They could definitely win with it being their ring night and all that. But I'm gonna go with Houston.
Houston, all right. They're 7.5 point underdogs right now, so you can get some good value for that. I think I'm just gonna keep it simple for this one. See, like I might just be taking the easy way out here. I think I might just go Shea over 31.5. I feel like that's been his line, like for every game. That's like his magic number of points scored every game. Even though I do think this game gonna be close because usually the ring night teams be coming out kind of slacking. So I'm gonna go with Shea over 31.5. Let's transition to Warriors Lakers. So the Lakers are 2.5 point underdogs without LeBron in this game. And you can start with your favorite line for this game.
I think I'm gonna go. What's Luka's over?
Luka's over. Luka is. Oh, I can't find it. His player points right here. 31.5.
31.5. I say 30.5. Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay. 30.5.
Yeah. No Bron. Luka coming out. I feel like it's gonna be Luka MVP year. I feel like he's about to be on that this year. It's time, bro.
All right. I'm gonna go with Jimmy Butler under 18.5. That's probably I think it's a lock. Jimmy.
Under?
Yes, under. Jimmy, and usually at the start of the year, Jimmy is usually just floating around, playing team basketball, not being aggressive, and I fully expect that to be shown tomorrow night. I mean, if he comes out with some urgency, I'll give him a nice round of applause, but I don't think it's gonna happen. All right, I'll go Jimmy under 18.5. Those are our plays. What'd you say?
Who do you think gonna win?
I
like the Warriors, okay.
Yeah, I mean, bro, I really don't know. I'll be honest. I mean,
the Warriors Lakers game is always close.
Yeah, it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. I just think it's a kind of a feel out game for. I mean, the Lakers got some new pieces, and I think without Braun, I think they'll come out. And honestly, I mean, if it's 2.5, I'd probably take the Lakers plus 2.5. Obviously, I'd want the Warriors to win, but if I was betting, that's probably where I go. So we'll see, and we'll check back more into that as the season goes on. So let's wrap up with this. I wanted to come up with, obviously college basketball season is also right around the corner. On this radio show, we probably won't do much college basketball, but I wanted to intertwine college basketball and NBA here. So we're going to do a start 3, cut 5. So I'm going to name 8 people, and you have to start them or cut them, and you won't know who is coming next. So these are going to be we're going to do a Kentucky one, then we're going to do a Duke one. This is based on how they're playing and how their career turned out, not how they played while they're at the college. You got it?
Okay, you said start 3, cut
5. Cut 5, start 3.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna start with Duke first. First name up, Jason Tatum.
Cut.
Cut. Okay. Next name up, R.J. Barrett.
Cut.
Okay. Next name up, Austin Rivers.
Cut.
All right. So you've cut Tatum, cut Austin Rivers, and you've cut RJ. Next name up, Brandon Ingram.
Cut. You hear me?
What'd you say?
Cut.
Cut? Okay. Cutting Ingram. Next name up, Jalen Johnson.
Cut.
All right. So you have cut Tatum, RJ, Austin Rivers, Jalen Johnson, and Brandon Ingram. So that means there's only 3 players left. So every player that's left here, you are going to keep. So the first person you kept was Paulo Banchero.
I like that.
The second person you kept was JJ Redick.
Yeah.
And the final person that you kept, and I think you know that I was going to bring him up, is Kyrie Irving. So you kept Kyrie, JJ, and Paulo. You cut Tatum, RJ.
I should have kept Tatum.
Yeah. Rivers.
I thought you was going to name like the best Duke players ever.
Yeah, I was trying to mix them in there. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to mix all the good players. I mean, that would have made it a little bit harder. All right. You kept Kyrie, kept Redick, kept Paulo. All right, let's move on to Kentucky to end it out. All right, I will say this is definitely like post 2010, but it's not gonna be anyone before that. All right. First name up, Bam Adebayo. Cut. Okay. Next up, Jamal Murray. Okay. Next up, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. All right. So you cut so far. You cut Jamal, you cut Bam, and you cut Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Next up, Anthony Davis.
Start.
Yep, that's an obvious one. Next up, Malik Monk.
Ooh, I like Malik Monk. I'll start him.
Okay. Starting. So you're starting AD and Malik. All right, next name up, Devin Booker.
Oh. I had to start Book, bro.
Okay. So you started.
Damn, I missed somebody nice.
Yeah, you started. So you decided to start AD, Devin Booker, and Malik Monk. You decided to cut Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Bam Adebayo, Malik Monk, Jamal Murray, and the last 2 names you decided to cut were John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins.
Of course. You're sneaky for that.
I know, bro. Like, I had to mix it up. I had to mix it up with some tougher names in there. I probably could have threw all the good players in there, but yeah, that's why you gotta save them.
Booking AD though.
Yeah, you did good booking AD. All right, that's good stuff. All right, we're gonna wrap up. Thank you guys for listening. Cyrus, thank you for coming on. I'll
Yes,
definitely
sir.
have you on again. Probably next time I'll probably have you on with Holden and Jake and everyone else, and we could do like a little betting segment. I know y'all probably like that. So stay tuned for that. NBA season starting tomorrow. Thank you guys for listening, and Cyrus, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Thank you guys for listening. I know this episode ran a little bit long. I'll have timestamps in the description for people who only want to watch this specific part or want to watch the Warriors part by itself. So thank you guys for listening to Zanos Ball Radio. I'll see you guys next week.